Today, we're diving into one of the most beloved hymns on the planet, the Hanuman Chalisa. Now, it's a 40-verse prayer that millions of people know by heart. But what's really amazing is that tucked inside those verses is this epic story of incredible power, of absolute heroism, and, just this profound devotion. So let's go on a journey and really explore the story that's woven inside. What's so fascinating is how this hymn starts. Before asking for a single thing, the very first verse is all about getting ready. It says, "Having cleansed the mirror of my mind with the dust from my guru's lotus feet." See, this isn't about making demands. It's a plea to first become worthy, to be able to even see the glory that's about to be described. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? You can't see a clear reflection in a dirty mirror. So, while so many people can recite these beautiful verses, we're going to go a little deeper. We're going on a journey through the actual narrative that's woven inside them. It's about moving past just saying the words to really understanding the story of the hero at its center. So what is it that makes this prayer so incredibly powerful? Let's find out. So the story doesn't kick off with some big action sequence. It starts with preparation. This first part, the invocation, is really this deep, humble prayer for the wisdom you need to even begin to comprehend the hero we're about to meet. Knowing my body to be devoid of intelligence, I remember you, son of the wind. It goes on to ask for strength, for wisdom, for knowledge, and to be freed from all the junk, all the afflictions and impurities. It's really a powerful act of humility before you even start praising the divine. Okay, so with that foundation of humility really set, we're finally ready to meet our hero. This next section paints a portrait of a hero, and it moves beyond what Hanuman does to show us who he is, using this incredibly vivid and powerful imagery. And the hymn gets so specific here, it's just beautiful. It describes him with a body that literally shines like gold, wearing these beautiful earrings and having curly hair. In his hands, he's holding a mighty mace and a banner of victory, symbols of his immense power. And then across his shoulder, he wears the sacred thread, which signifies his purity and his spiritual authority. It's just this complete picture of both strength and grace. But here's the thing. His form isn't static. The Chalisa makes a point of showing his incredible ability to change his shape depending on what's needed. He can take on a sukshma roop, this tiny, subtle form, so he can approach the captive Sita without scaring her. And yet he can also become this Vikat roop, a terrifying monstrous form that he used to burn the entire city of Lanka to the ground. This duality is so central to who he is, just immense power, guided by immense wisdom. All right, so now that we have a picture of who he is, the hymn shows us what he's capable of. We're moving into his legendary actions here, in a devotee's great deeds. And what's so important to remember is that none of these things, none of these incredible feats are for his own glory. They're all acts of pure service. And if you want to get a sense of the scale of his power, just listen to this. This verse describes how, as a little kid, Hanuman leaped thousands and thousands of miles up into the sky to swallow the sun, just because he thought its glowing red orb was a sweet fruit. I mean, come on. This isn't just a story about being strong. It's about cosmic, unimaginable power right from the very beginning. And then, this verse just brilliantly illustrates the core of his entire being. After telling us he has the power to literally swallow suns, what's his main motivation? This verse says it all. He is forever eager to do the work of Lord Rama. All of that cosmic power is just funneled into one single purpose: service. That's the whole point, right? This incredible blend of infinite power with infinite humility. And you see this devotion in his actions in the epic Ramayana, which the Chalisa sums up so beautifully. First, there's the great leap across the ocean, a totally impossible feat for anyone else. Then, the critical mission, find Sita and give her hope with Rama's ring. And finally, when Rama's brother Lakshmana is fatally wounded, Hanuman flies all the way across the continent to bring back an entire mountain of life-saving herbs. Just incredible. But the Chalisa tells us his role didn't just end with that epic story. And this brings us to a really important part, where Hanuman is presented as the divine protector. He's seen as an active, present-day guardian whose story becomes a promise of protection for all who remember him. This whole idea is captured perfectly in the verse that says, "You are the guardian at Rama's door. No one may enter without your permission." So what that really means is that in this tradition, Devotion to Hanuman is the very gateway to reaching the Supreme. He's the one who lets you in. And his protection is very specific. The hymn promises that evil spirits and ghosts won't even come near when his name is spoken. It says that chanting his name destroys disease and puts an end to all suffering. And maybe most powerfully, that Hanuman frees his devotees from any and all troubles they could possibly face. He's really portrayed as the ultimate shield. And that brings us to the final part of our journey and of the hymn itself. This section reveals the Chalisa's promise. You know, the powerful fruits, the blessings, that are said to come to anyone who recites it with faith. Yeah, the Chalisa is very clear about the rewards. It says that all your troubles are removed, and all your pain just vanishes if you remember Hanuman. It promises that any desire you bring to him will be fulfilled. And ultimately, it suggests that the devotee will reach the highest spiritual realm and, as the verse says, be freed from bondage and find great happiness. And so we end with this final, absolutely beautiful verse. It's a concluding prayer that just wraps everything up. O Son of the Wind, remover of sorrows, embodiment of blessings, reside in my heart along with Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita. You see, it's not really an ending. It's an invitation for that divine strength and grace to become a permanent part of your own life. Just a final, powerful thought on how a simple hymn can hold an entire universe of meaning.